Hello and welcome to another episode of Alan Writes. We're still working on Lucky Gold here. Heather had gone and did a bit of delving into what the relic is and what it's. And Tio, of course, and she actually gets to meet him because I think it's better if she can visualize him instead of just the voice. In fact, he might be a full-fledged ghost now, able to like at least appear there. They had a bit of talk. They don't exactly speak the same language yet. She's, scientific, and he comes from an age before that, so his base of knowledge is less. Not that he isn't intelligent, but he just doesn't know certain things. Not yet, anyway. All right. Who is it? She asked, then chided herself for doing so, because Daniel was right there on display. Daniel, can I come in? Sure, she replied and pressed the button. No, a different button. There were a lot of them, and the writing below them was blurry. Dear God, but she'd almost died. All because she'd done what exactly? This was so far outside of her scientific knowledge. She just couldn't get on it. Maybe there were writings on this sort of thing. Astral projection or something like it. But all she had to draw from were movies and a few silly books about vampires and werewolves. Wait, were there vampires? Werewolves? The door to a wider, stranger, possibly conspiracy-laden world yawned before her. But she took a step back. Do your research and try to be unbiased. That was the key. The things you want to be, should receive the benefit of the doubt. Any more than you should dismiss things you don't want to be. Tricky that. A good researcher knew the difference between inference and to not be and try not to be between inference, facts, and bias. There was that guy. What was his name? There's a guy from grad school. Anyway, he'd wax poetic about his research. Always researching and being paid for it. But if you dug a little deeper, he was being paid to dig around and put together things that his client wanted to believe. Political stuff, mostly. With some economic, with some weird economic theories. And she realized what he was truly doing when he dismissed peer-reviewed publications without apparently having researched whether they were peer-reviewed in the first place. Cardinal sin. Cardinal sin. You're looking to, if you're going to dismiss a source, you should probably know what the source, the backing of the source. If it's peer-reviewed, you have some explaining to do of why others are involved with, doing that. And, to be honest, sometimes that does happen. And when it brings down a section that's been essentially corrupted by bias, that's good. But if you can't do that, then the bias is on your end. I know this because I am on the internet. When that was pointed out, he simply scoffed and said he'd never bothered to find out. If they were pure. Alright, let's change that up just a little. Rather telling when a researcher didn't bother to research. It was rather telling when a researcher a shadow filled the doorway. She looked up and found Daniel staring at her worriedly. "You all right?" he asked. Kind of," she said. "Why? You're yourself. Should I come back? What did he think she'd been doing? Running laps? Sweaty, cold. She was sweaty, yes, but cold and curled up on the chair. Oh God. Hod. Oh, Hod. You know, if I need a replacement for God. It's close enough on the alphabet, right? Oh, shit. I was napping wrong. Woke up, she lied somewhat. A lot of people do, Daniel said. I never realize how many hours they're losing. I never realize how many hours they're losing to it either. Until they're older. Father? Mother, actually. She was tired all the time. She got older. Once they got her a CPAP, machine, perked right. Anyway, we've got ourselves a private detective. Tell me more, she said, and tried to stand. Her legs wobbled. But the rush of blood did her no good. She focused again, was halfway through. Oh, what is it? So Aaron said, talk with his friends and get us a chance to interview Daniel said. That'll probably take a little bit of a donation. We can do it. Fine, as long as it is legal, she replied. And I get to be there. It's solid, Daniel. Nod. Agreement. And I get to be there. What? Daniel asked. You? I mean, it's a... Yeah, you? Me. Let's have a little bit of back and forth. Me. Why? Because it's tricky. How so? Because you... we a witness in his case. Oh, I doubt it. I doubt it would go to trial, she said. Given his skills, he'll walk away. His skills? You mean he'll cook drugs? And somehow use them to escape? She sighed. It's a little more than that. He's got mind control. Mind control. Or at least suggestion. She said. You felt it, didn't you? He ordered you around for a while. So, well, here's the thing. I may be the only one who can get realistic answers out of him. Daniel stared at her. They're wobbling on, not watery legs. Wobbling there on. Are you really feeling well? Better than a few minutes ago. Get me my interview with him. If need be, I'll drop the charges against me personally. The casino is another matter, of course. I don't think it works like that, Daniel said. I'll make it work. Anything else? Aaron is also going to go over the car wreck and anything that might have left in either hotel room. He'll be thorough. But this takes time. It isn't like one of your TV shows where they can just cut to the important stuff. Yeah, she said. Settled back down. Sitting was a relief. Time is, well, I've got a profound understanding of just how long some things take. Lunch? It's after 5. Dinner? All right. Then we're going to move over to Tyler. He and Shakan. Poker table for Miss Flowers. She doesn't like it. She's not good at it. And her luck isn't enough. Her luck? Yes, she's lucky. You believe in that? I work in a casino. I don't have the luxury of disbelief. And we'll share some stories. About lucky and unlucky runs. Draw from, if you've ever seen The Cooler as a movie, really good. What was the film? Survivors of like plane crashes who seem to have a lot of luck would compete in a contest for a boatload of money and doing things like running through forests blindfolded, and whoever gets the farthest wins the round, etc. It was a very interesting film. Max von Sydow was in it, I believe. And very good actor, of course. Drawn from The Cooler, other casino films. They say there's no such thing as luck, and in the long run, they're right. Sooner or later, odds play out. But then again, everyone dies. It is only a question of when. Which is Tyler. Early or late, and how? To Shakan. It's murderer can't plead his innocence by stating that the victim would eventually have died anyway. I will need to rephrase that, but that's a truism of law. You know, it doesn't matter if somebody's terminally ill and you kill them; you've still killed them. It doesn't matter if you go into a room and shoot somebody, but it turns out they were dead already. You can still be charged with the crime. You know, if you didn't, they'll assume that you didn't know. I mean, why would you shoot them otherwise? You can still be charged with like attempted murder. The person was already dead, but you can still be charged with attempted murder. So we're getting a look into Tyler's perspective on things. That sooner or later your time runs out, and he's very much against the clock, and that's why he wants fortune to try to make himself immortal. Because that's a good goal for anybody who wants to be extremely powerful, is to have the chance to accumulate incredible amounts of power over the span of your lifetime. But if your lifetime is, you know, infinite, then you can have infinite power. You can have everything you want. You can do whatever you like. You can take all the time you need to corrupt people and bring them under you, which is Tyler's driving goal, is dominance. I'm pretty sure it's dominance. Alright, now I've got some other notes here, but slow down. Let's bring that up. A long engine. And she stopped breathing. Not long, though her mental voyage had spanned a length. That had been because there'd been too much input. She'd seen the ignition of the universe. She wished she could paint. Still, best not to do that again. Not without preparation. A lot of preparation. Perhaps oxygen saturation, or even a respirator. The door chime sounded and drew off her thoughts. So if she's going to do it again, she's going to use oxygen separation or probably a respirator. That will mandatorily keep her breathing. Of her heavy head revealed and you might notice here where I'm not just writing, I'm actually editing. And this is what good editing does, is it makes things better. The first pass is almost never enough. I mean, you'll get the occasional bit here and here there that you're like, I've got to keep that forever at all times. But often you'll go back, you'll edit it, and it'll be better for it. You'll probably edit it a lot of times in some places where you're just trying to get it right. And that's what additional drafts are for, and what writing is essentially all about. It's unless you're doing like dynamic poetry, and sometimes it just does leap onto the page, but for a novel, you're going to rewrite it. Unless you're Mozart. And if you're Mozart, welcome, Mozart. So, I hope you've enjoyed this little excursion into Daniel and Heather just talking, and she's worried that, I'm going to do a callback. Callback to Heather, to Daniel trying to figure out what Heather was doing. Not masturbation. At least, not unless she was hiding some asphyxiation gear. No bruises. Probably not. So, well, it's just a little funny thing, because you find somebody in that state, you're like, what have you been doing? And it kind of digital thing. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed this. Stay safe and take care out there, all right? Thanks.